Welcome, and thank you for clicking. I'm Christian from Standing Stones Healing, where my mission is to support your journey with powerful, encouraging, relaxing healing experiences, coaching, and encouragement for your journey, especially through life's changes, challenges, and transitions. Welcome. In this video, I would like to talk about clearing the funnel. Now, this is actually a series of videos, and so this isn't the only one on this topic, but I would like in this video to offer a few tips and suggestions for keeping what I call the funnel clear. If you are a practitioner, an energy healer, a light worker, Reiki master, acupuncturist, whatever your modality might be, or even if you're just someone who is interested in being as clear a funnel to life energy as you can be, welcome. This video is for you. Please see my other video on how I keep a clear funnel for myself, for my clients, in my other videos. But for this video, I'm going to make a few recommendations for you. And please see the other videos for more. My first recommendation is breathing. Believe it or not, the breath is extremely important to keeping a clear channel. Now, I want to say a little bit more about this idea of a channel. You know, I think of myself as a Reiki master as a funnel for my clients. So, as you may have seen in my video, What is Reiki? The Reiki doesn't come from me, but rather through me to my clients. And so that means that I function as a funnel. To me, staying clear as I can as a funnel is important. It's very challenging with the human experience, and so this is a process that we must always be working on and striving to keep the funnel as clear and clean as we can. But I would like to bring in here a metaphor that may help to explain what I mean in another way. If you think about a radio with the way that you turn the dial to try to find the right frequency to play music. If you go a little too far one way, it's fuzzy. A little too far the other way, it's fuzzy. If you're not right on that frequency, you're going to have fuzz. And I really see the human experience in the same way. If we aren't right on the frequency, we're going to get some fuzz. And so staying right on that frequency, as though, you know, when you're driving and you're moving and the frequency is changing as you are driving, the signal is being picked up in different places in different ways, you've got to constantly tune the dial. And so the tips and tricks that I am going to pass along to you are going to help you to keep tuning that dial to find the right frequency. It is a process. So my first recommendation is to breathe. Air. We need air. And air is going to help us to maintain that clear signal. And so by breathing, doing this in a very clear, purposeful way is going to help us to keep that clear signal. So breathing through down into our stomach, our diaphragm, rather than from our chest, which many people do. Ways that you can test how you are breathing is to lay down and place a book right here. And if the book rises, great, you are breathing correctly. You can also place a hand here and feel the rising, or even some people prefer to place one on their side, and they can more easily feel the contraction and expansion in their side. But breathing is a wonderful way to clear out any mental, physical, or emotional static. And so I'm always going to recommend taking purposeful breaths. It helps us to clear the energy from what came before and to move into what's next with a clear way of thinking and experiencing. You know, air is so miraculous. We so much take it for granted. Right here it is, all around us. Our number one thing that we need the most to survive. And all we have to do is just draw it in. If this isn't miraculous, I don't know what is. And so I'm going to encourage you to thank air, praise air, and be grateful for air by drawing in purposeful breaths. Thank you, air. That's my first recommendation. Another recommendation for you is to make sure that you are cutting out things like smoking or drinking. Those habits that are not healthy, we know they're not healthy, but yet we continue them anyway to varying degrees. If you are a healer, if you are someone who offers experiencing healing experiences, or if you are someone who strives to be a channel for people, then I highly, highly recommend, if you do smoke, cutting down on smoking. Christian, I don't want to lecture. I know, I'm sorry, I'm not here to lecture you. I'm not judging, but I do know that smoking is not only unhealthy for you, but also creates static on your channel. And so I am going to recommend that. The same thing with drinking, that will create static. I'm not saying that you have to cut these things out absolutely 100% completely, but please be aware of how they create static in our lives. So it's not that simple, I know, as to say, done, no more smoking, no more drinking. One of the misconceptions that we have about change is that it is something that needs to happen right away, or that it does happen right away, or that if it doesn't happen right away, that it's not happening, or it's not working, or something's wrong. It's important for us to recognize that change does take time, and that the smallest changes actually add up to very big changes. And so if you hear me saying quit smoking right now, what I'm really saying is that I recommend cutting down in the smallest ways and cutting out the things that keep us from being as clear a funnel as we can. And so smaller and smaller increments of change can be beneficial for you because they will add up to bigger changes. For instance, with your smoking, can you take one less puff of your next cigarette? For drinking, can you take one less sip of your next drink? Well, Christian, that's not going to do anything. What about the next time? The next time you smoke, can you take 2 fewer puffs? Can you take 2 fewer sips? And on and on and on. And with time, you will be making changes, and you will be creating a clearer signal for yourself. We have a tendency to discount changes that move slowly, but change, even though it might seem glacial, can actually be very big and very beneficial over time. Impatience is a challenge as human beings, but I promise you that if you make small changes and stick with them, they absolutely will add up to large changes that you will be able to see and feel and experience. One final recommendation for this video is sleep. I'm a big proponent of sleep, a big believer in sleep, and a big believer in quality sleep. So making sure that you are getting good sleep, undisturbed sleep. I know this may be a real challenge for those of you with children, family members, pets, noisy neighbors, whatever the case may be. I understand that sleep can be a challenge. And I am going to recommend that you seek out guidance on your particular situation from sleep experts. There is a lot of research on sleep and how beneficial it is for us. And so I'm not going to bore you with all of the research, but instead encourage you to seek out people who know much better than I do scientifically. But I will tell you that it has been scientifically proven that sleep is a main factor in our overall mental, emotional, and physical well-being. So, if you have good sleep, the chances are great that you will have other better well-being indicators. So, those are some of my recommendations. Please see my other videos on this topic for further recommendations on how you can be a clear funnel, tap into that solid, clear frequency for yourself, your clients, and the whole world. Thank you. Again, I'm Christian from Standing Stones Healing, where my mission is to encourage and empower your journey with unique, powerful, relaxing, encouraging healing experiences, coaching, and of course, always encouragement in support of your journey. Thank you.